Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United match preview. Tonight we're going to be previewing the Man United versus Burnley game, and we are in high spirits as you guys already know. Man United completed the job at the Emirates, 3-1 victory. If you want to go check out my thoughts on that match, if you haven't already seen them, it's up on the channel, so make sure you check that out. But we'll be looking forward to the Burnley game tonight, and I'll be taking your thoughts and opinions in the live chat as usual. But if you are watching this as a video, I urge you to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and get your voice heard. I love reading the comments, so make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. Even if it's just a score prediction, let me know your thoughts. Welcome to Brother Gaming, thanks for joining. Please do leave a like, guys, if you haven't already. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are only 3 subscribers away from 540 subscribers, so anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely amazing, and thank you very much for the recent support. And we go into this game, obviously, 8 wins out of 8 since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, and a fantastic record. As I said in my review, if you had told me that when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came into the club, he would have won 8 out of 8 of his first games, I would have thought you were delusional. But he's done it, and he's beaten the likes of Spurs and Arsenal on this run. So you would expect us to beat Burnley at Old Trafford especially. And we need to get the job done. We need to get the job done. Especially for our race for top 4. You know, we need to keep tabs on the likes of Chelsea and the likes of Arsenal as well, because even though we are level on points with Arsenal, there is still a possibility that we could, you know, get off the drift if we do start to kind of draw or lose games. So once again, it's so important that we do keep on winning, keep the Ole success train going, and I'm sure we will against the Burnley side, who are 16th in the Premier League at the moment, 3 points off the relegation zone, and their main focus for tomorrow's game is just to get anything out of the game, because they are battling to stay in the Premier League, and that is really what their main focus is in the league right now, just staying in the league. And I think there's definitely going to be a battle between a few teams down there. I think there are 2 teams, I think Huddersfield and I think Fulham, unfortunately as well, are probably already down, so that 3rd relegation spot is going to be the one that's going to be hotly contested, as it seems like it always is in the Premier League. Welcome Crazy Pizza Gaming, thanks for joining. He's with a 5-1 win to Manchester United. I tell you what, with the way we're playing in the moment, I wouldn't put it past us to do that to Burnley. Brother Gaming says, Burnley are going to slap you lot. I mean, I don't think so. He also says, Ollie's at the wheel, a Ford car, mate, you never walk alone. Well, thanks for joining. He says, how close to Manchester you live? Not that close. Not that close, mate. I don't live close to Manchester, but does that really matter? I don't think it does. He says, your accent sounds like a sorry private schoolboy. I'm not a private schoolboy, mate. I'm not a private schoolboy, so I don't know where you get that from. I'm not a private schoolboy by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, but look, Burnley, you know, they've got some decent threats. Last time we played them, of course, they didn't pose much of a threat at Burnley's home, at Turf Moor, of course. We beat them 2-0, and to be honest with you, it could have been a lot more. Burnley didn't start the season well, and their season hasn't been great. Sean Dyche, someone who a few Man United fans at the start of the season and in the past have been kind of linking with the Manchester United job and saying potentially, you know, Sean Dyche could be the one to take over, but it doesn't look very good now, does it? It doesn't really look that good now for Sean Dyche to take over at Manchester United. I think Burnley definitely is his level, but it's just kind of going off the boil at the moment. They're not producing the results that I think is associated with Burnley. You know, last season finishing 6th in the Premier League, very, very impressive for them. But ultimately this season they haven't started well, and we're all over halfway through the season now. And to be 16th, I think a lot of Burnley fans will be content with that, to be honest. You know, 16th in the table, you know, obviously above the relegation zone by 3 points. So I think that they can't have too much to complain about, but from where they were last season to where they are now, they're not in a good place, definitely. Welcome Manchester United Fans TV, Dazza and Football Crew Show. Thanks for joining, guys. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. That'd be absolutely brilliant if you could. Man United fans TV says 2-1 United as his prediction. Dada says, evening, are you taking calls, bud? I will be taking calls in a bit, so stay tuned for that. I'm not taking them right now, but I'll be taking them in a bit, so I'll let you know when that is. And welcome to Football Crew Show. Says, good evening, happy with the FA Cup draw, and looking forward to tomorrow evening's match. Of course, Manchester United, the news today, have drawn Chelsea away from home. You would have thought that it was rigged. Arsenal away in the 4th round, Chelsea away in the 5th round. But you know what? The way we're playing, we can take it to these lot. And we can thrash those Chelsea rent boys. We can do it. Welcome, Billy T. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it as always. Thanks for joining. But as I was saying, Burnley are a side that have a few threats in them. You know, they've got a decent aerial presence. You know, they've got the B-Tech Harry Kane. What's his name? Chris Wood up front. But they have got a few players who could hurt us. Definitely, they've got a few players that could hurt us. And, we shouldn't underestimate Burnley fully. Yes, they are very much down the table and a team that if we didn't beat in the form that we're currently in, I would be very, very disappointed. But, the way that Burnley play, you never know. A few decent balls into the box, as we saw last season. Burnley obviously were doing much better last season than they were this season. But you never know. And last season they scored from a free kick and a hopeful ball into the box that wasn't cleared properly. Now with our defensive frailties from set pieces, you never know what could happen with a long hopeful ball into the box and just kind of bouncing around in there. You never know who could be finishing it for Burnley. So look, we can't underestimate Burnley, and even though we have won 8 out of 8 and we have beaten Arsenal very comfortably and we beat Spurs as well, a very impressive run. Burnley is not a side you want to underestimate. They're very much a very physical side, someone who the likes of Lindelof will not be very much looking forward to playing. So it's definitely something that we'll have to focus on, and I think set pieces are going to be the key for Burnley, who, let's face it, if they go a goal up, they'll be looking to kind of set up the low block and just take a point, because ultimately for them, survival is the key. So if they do get a point from this game at Old Trafford, they'll be absolutely buzzing with that. Welcome Rodney and welcome Asian Gamer. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying your evenings. Please do get involved in the live chat. Any sort of comments on anything I say, please do let me know. Or any questions, that'll be absolutely brilliant. But we've talked about Burnley. As I say, we always like to get the opposition out of the way in the first bit of the show. Now on to Manchester United. And the first thing I want to talk about is some of the team news now and the team selection that I think we'll be going with. Now, for me, I don't think there's going to be many changes from the Arsenal game. I think mostly we played our strongest 11 against Arsenal. Now, the obvious changes that were made against Arsenal were Alexis Sanchez coming in for Anthony Martial and Romelu Lukaku coming in for Marcus Rashford. Now, for me, against Burnley, those changes will be reversed, and Rashford will come back in and Martial will come back in. We'll go back to our full-strength team, if you like. For me, I would say the way the reason I'm not saying that with too much conviction is because obviously Rashford and Martial and Lingard have been proving to be a brilliant front three, really dynamic, making really good runs in behind, and that's brilliant. But for me, against Arsenal, Lukaku and Sanchez played really, really well together. Now I'm not sure whether that's because they knew they had to prove themselves in this team, but they play really, really well, and I think Alexis Sanchez does have a bit left to offer for Manchester United, and for 500 grand a week, you would expect that, definitely. But I think Lukaku as well is definitely a player. I mean, he scored 27 goals last season. You can't be saying that Lukaku's a second-rate striker. So for me, I think to say that Lukaku, Sanchez, and Lingard was kind of our second-choice 11, I think would be a bit harsh on them. So that's my opinion anyway. Welcome, Jack. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. DT's lost his head after that loss. Yeah, I saw the rants on Arsenal Fan TV. It was great viewing, of course. It was brilliant viewing on Arsenal Fan TV. So yeah, hopefully we get more of that in midweek. I'm not sure who they're playing, but hopefully we do get more of that, because who doesn't like a bit of Arsenal Fan TV and chill? Who doesn't like a bit of that? So hopefully we do get more viewing more of that sort of quality entertainment from Arsenal Fan TV. And of course, as well, you know, we need results around us to go our way, of course, in the race for the top 4. Currently sitting 3 points behind Chelsea, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the team has done a massive, massive job in cutting down that gap to 3 points, considering when he first came in, the gap to Chelsea was 11 points. So I've got to say big props to them. They've done really well on this winning run, and potentially, if results go our way and Chelsea slip up and Arsenal slip up, we could be looking at another top 4 place. If we do win and results against Chelsea and Arsenal go our way, you know, we could. I don't think Chelsea are going to lose, but I feel like Arsenal, potentially in the form they're in, the lack of confidence, the injuries they've got, we could see Arsenal slipping up in midweek. We could pull a bit away from them, and I think that would be very much ideal. Welcome, Yash. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. And yes, I'm hoping that results go our way, of course, because you know, in the race for top 4, you need a bit of luck with the results, and hopefully we do see that in the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, hopefully dropping points. But of course, you have to focus on your game. You have to focus on the game that you're playing. And as I said, we can't underestimate Burnley. Yes, you know, they're struggling this season. I think most Burnley fans could admit that. You know, 16th in the table, only 3 points off, you know, 18th place. Not where they would want to be, and definitely not where they want to be in contrast with last season. But they still pose a few threats, especially from set pieces, and also you never know what could happen. Last season, Steven Defour produced an absolute piece of magic at Old Trafford to score. So those sort of things are things that you can't really prepare for in a game. Welcome, Yasis. What changes just 6 weeks made? Super confident we'll win. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, if Jose Mourinho was still in charge and it was kind of, you know, probably, well, last year, maybe kind of November, December time, would we be so confident going into this game? You know, a home game, of course, under Jose Mourinho, a lot of the time was very cagey, especially against the lower sides in the league. So would we be so confident going into this game? I don't think we would be. So ultimately, as you said, very much positive vibes, Yash, very much positive vibes in the camp, and that is what it's supposed to be, supporting Manchester United. You've got to be positive all the time, and it's just great. It's just great. The glass is half full, lads. The glass is half full. And hopefully it stays that way. I do recognise that we are going to lose games. I think that's ridiculous to think that, you know, we're going to go on a 40, 50, 60 game winning streak. There's no way we're going to do that. We are going to lose games. But ultimately, we're going to have to go into every game being a lot more positive, you know, than we were under Jose Mourinho. So it's good. It's good times. Jack says, I've heard some inside info that United have rejected a loan deal for Mason Greenwood from a German club. I don't know, maybe the Bundesliga are looking to tout Premier League talent, of course.
Who's your inside source, mate?
I don't know, Jack will have to answer that one. But obviously, Jadon Sancho went there as well. And yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi looks like he's going to be going there as well. So
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Of course, there are so many, you know, Premier League youngsters that seem to be going to the Bundesliga right now. So yeah, I don't know. But you know what? Mason Greenwood, I'm not sure if he's really. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come out and said that apparently the reason why Mason Greenwood isn't, you know, getting in the squad is because, you know, likes of Lukaku and Mata and Alexis Sanchez are sitting on the bench, and when you've got those sort of caliber of players sitting on the bench, you know, why? You know, I mean, why would, you know, a youngster's not going to get in front of them? Let's be honest. So that, I think that Ollie's come out and said that's probably one of the reasons why, you know, they're not getting that much time, which is fair enough. But he did also say that we will see the likes of Mason Greenwood, Taith Chong, and other United youngsters a bit later in the season. So
Brentford,
look, I'm hoping. By
the way, Brentford are winning 3-2. They just scored.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for the update there, mate. As Rodney just said, so I mean, Rodney beat it too. He says, watching this and Barnet versus Brentford game, just witness a bloody good free kick. Well, yeah, I'm not watching it, of course, but I will have to look at that. We'll have to watch the highlights, of course. I'll have to catch up with that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Brentford versus Barnet, non-league versus League One, I think, so, or Championship, actually. I'm not sure. But yeah, look, I mean, obviously the FA Cup, we have got Chelsea in the FA Cup, and what are your thoughts on the Chelsea draw? For me, I think it's a good chance for us to test ourselves. I think it's just a bit rigged, to be honest. You know, away to Arsenal, away to Chelsea, they had to get that big money tie in, and they have got it in, of course. Probably will be shown on BBC Sport as well, so they'll definitely cash in on that. But obviously, my conspiracy theories aside, I think, you know, it's obviously going to be a good tie. I love the big games with Manchester United, and it just means that our February is going to be absolutely stacked. You know, we play Chelsea, PSG, Liverpool, and away to Crystal Palace, all in one month. I mean, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So February is going to be a really testing month for the players and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I'm looking forward to it, of course, as a fan, as we're only, 3 days away from the start of February as well. Time is flying in 2019. It feels like January only started a few days ago. Warm ball, says Rodney. Yeah, I think there could be a bit of that at play. No, I mean, no reason why there wouldn't. No reason why there wouldn't. 8 PM kickoff. Yeah, probably, exactly. Probably a Monday night, actually. Probably going to be Monday night because Chelsea play in the Europa League in that same week. So it won't be a Friday or a Saturday. So we could be seeing a Sunday or potentially a Monday game as well. So it'll probably be on a pretty bad date for the fans going up there, which is, you know, obviously it'll be a great experience going to Stamford Bridge, and the FA Cup ticket allocation as well will be great. But it's not an ideal time probably. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to get into my predicted lineup now. I think it's the right time to get into my predicted lineup. Then once I've finished my predicted lineup, I'm going to open the phone line so you guys can call in and do what you guys always like to do. You know, obviously my Skype, if you want to check it out, description down below if you want to call in. But I will be giving you my predicted lineup right now, and you guys can give your predicted lineups in the live chat as well. So my predicted lineup for the game. Obviously, we made a few changes for Arsenal on Friday night, and as I said, I feel like those changes will probably be reversed for this one. So David De Gea will come back in for Sergio Romero, who, by the way, did a bloody brilliant job in goal. You know, probably one of the best backup goalkeepers in the league. I was about to say world football, but I'm not too sure if I pushed that far. But maybe you think he is. I'm not sure. But David De Gea back in net. I'll go with Ashley Young probably on the right back, Lindelof and Bailly as the centre backs, and I'm going to put in Luke Shaw at left back. I was thinking potentially Solskjaer might do a bit of a change and go with Delo at left back, because obviously Burnley don't pose too much of a threat, compared to Arsenal at least. But I think he's going to stick with Luke Shaw at the left back. The three in midfield, I think he's not going to change it. It'll be Matic, Pogba and Herrera. Three up front, I think he's going to go back to Martial, Rashford and Lingard as the front three, and obviously that is our full strength side. But let's face it, you know, playing in the Premier League, we need to get points, and points, as you know, mean prizes. So we need to get, you know, the 3 points in the league, make sure we keep tabs on the teams above us, and hopefully we can do that against the Burnley side, who are struggling. And with that team that we put out and the way we're playing at the moment, I don't see why I don't see how we can lose the game. But maybe that is my famous last words right there. Welcome Red Devil Rant TV. Thanks for joining. He said Chelsea, not a bad pick. I didn't want them in the final, so let's see where it goes. That is a good point. Obviously, one of the big teams are going to be going out next round. Hopefully, it's not us. But I tell you what, it's setting up nicely for a Manchester derby final. Man City have obviously got Daryl Johnson's Middlesbrough or Newport County, so that's going to be a very interesting tie. But I tell you what, it's setting up, the way the draw's going, setting up for a Manchester derby final, and what a blockbuster final that would be. Of course, it wouldn't be great for the, you know, for the nerves, but of course, again, another big game in a final. So, yeah, although we do have a pretty bad record against Chelsea, I think the last 4 cup games we played against Chelsea, we have lost all of them. So, again, not ideal, but you know what? You have to beat the best to be the best, as Frank Bruno once said, I think. Was it him? Not Frank Bruno. I can't remember his name, some boxer. Anyway, Ronnie says Lukaku may start front again. You know what? After his performance, you know, in the Emirates against Arsenal, you know, I mean, I think it could be an excuse for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to give Lukaku a bit of time. And you know what? I want to say this as well. I feel like Lukaku, a lot of people are giving him stick. A lot of people are saying, you know what? Yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's a finished striker, we should offload him, he's deadwood. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I feel like Lukaku, as I said before, 27 goals last season. You can't just ignore that. He can't just get that bad overnight. Yes, obviously there's been a few, been talk about his first touch, and that is definitely something that he'll need to improve. But ultimately, I don't think he's a poor striker, and he's definitely not a bad option to have, even if he's just on the bench. So there you go. Is this camera in focus, by the way? I don't think it is. Oh, it probably is. I don't know. And I've messed up the green screen now. Brilliant. Chris Eubank, thank you very much. Obviously, Stephen tries. There you go. Bit of a reference. Says Rashford come back. Sanchez to start with Martial. I tell you what, Sanchez to start. So we've had one from Rodney saying Lukaku may start. One from Yash saying Sanchez may start. I tell you what. Imagine if we see that same front three as we saw against Arsenal. That would definitely take a lot of people by surprise. Welcome Art Vrat P. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. He says, do you think that Man United will sign anyone at the winter? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I was watching Rodney's stream actually, and he summed it up quite well. He said at the time it's the 27th of January, and I think now obviously it's the 28th of January. Nothing's happened. So yeah, I don't think we are going to sign anyone. But of course, I think in the summer there will be a lot of movement. For me, I think in the summer there is going to be a lot of movement. So I'll tell you what, mate. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you stay tuned because in the summer transfer window, even though I'll probably be at university by then, yes, I'm getting a bit old, I'll be at university by then. I'm hoping to try and continue the channel at uni as well. But make sure you hit that notification bell and tell your friends because we'll be bringing you all the transfer content in the summer as well. But, of course, the lines are now open. So, if you guys want to call in, please do feel free to do so. I'm just going to get Skype up on my computer, and hopefully it won't lag out the stream or anything. Yeah, go on, let's do that. Art says, who is the biggest player we will sign? For me, it'll probably be a centre-back. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think it has to be a... I mean, I say that, but a lot of people are saying Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly is our best centre-back, and if Eric Bailly was to kind of fulfil his potential almost, if you get what I mean, if he was able to fulfil his potential, then I think maybe that Bailly-Lindelof partnership could be one which we stick with. But for me, I would say... yeah, I would say honestly, I would say Eric. I would say a centre back is probably needed in all honesty. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Hold on. What's happening? Am I still live? I am still live. I was just checking. Right, you can Skype in now, guys. You can Skype in now. Please do feel free to do so. It's just loading up on my computer right now. Yep, it's loaded up. So if you guys want to Skype in, please do. Please do. And I'll take your call. Well, why has that come up there? Okay. Hold on a second, Jack, mate.
No problem.
Okay, so welcome, Jack. Thanks for joining the stream, and thank you very much for calling in. Great to have you back on the live stream. And yeah, first of all, how's your evening been?
It's been very, very productive as usual with myself. Played FIFA all day, so nothing much really. But I'm glad to be back on. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Well, I'm glad you had such a productive day, and thank you very much for coming back on the channel. Of course, we're talking Burnley, the Burnley preview. Burnley game tomorrow. I think it's probably 8 PM kickoff, something like that. What are your thoughts going into this one?
I think we're gonna do what Ollie's United do, and that's steamroll teams. Ever since Jose's gone, I've got that confidence in United that we're gonna go and do the business. I don't think it'll be easy. Certainly not as easy as maybe the Cardiff game or the Bournemouth game at home. They've got some threats. They've got a physical front line: Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood, and we've seen they're the type of strikers that Victor Lindelof seems to be susceptible to a mistake most against. So we need to watch out for that. But I'm sure United's class in the final third and also the midfield with that. What seems to be a fairly stable midfield now of Matic, Pogba and Herrera, which is something that I said from the start, Jose should have been trying more often, and it seems to be working for United so far.
Yeah, and it definitely is. I mean, you can't argue with the stats. 8 wins out of 8, and I think that midfield has been constant throughout. And I think that it just provides a very, very good balance. Obviously, you've got Pogba, who's got a much more freer role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to go forward and do his stuff. And Matic and Herrera, Matic obviously plays a bit of a deeper role, breaking up the play, and Herrera has just been an absolute colossus for us. I feel like he has played an underrated a role for us in this kind of winning run. In terms of changes, of course, Arsenal, we made a few changes, with Romero coming in, Lukaku and Sanchez starting. Would you kind of reverse those changes almost, bring back Martial and Rashford, or would you give Sanchez another chance or give Lukaku another chance?
It's a tough one. I think we might see Juan Mata in this game. I think Ollie mentioned in his press conference that he said, obviously, talking about Greenwood, he was saying the likes of Alexis, Lukaku and Mata haven't been getting a lot of game time. Obviously, Mata recently hasn't played a lot, then didn't play against Arsenal as well. So there's a chance we could see Juan Mata maybe in a midfield three, because we don't want to be playing this midfield three every single game, because they are going to get worn out with the work that they do get through, especially Ander Herrera. So we might see Ander Herrera drop out of this game, push Pogba slightly further back, and then push Juan Mata in the midfield three. And in regards to Lukaku, I think you got to keep Rashford in the team when he's scoring the goals in the league, when he's on this kind of form. Keep Marcus Rashford. Jesse Lingard has been the linchpin almost of this team, but you could see a potential with Mata maybe coming in to maybe give Lingard a rest and keep, I'd say, Sanchez in, and then I'd play Tony Marshall again. So Lukaku, unfortunately, after a great performance, I just think he's just going to have to drop this one out, and I'd like to see Sanchez again, because I actually wasn't that impressed with him against Arsenal. I know he got a goal, but I need to see a few more performances from him before I'm definitely saying he's got a big part in the squad, because I'm still not convinced.
Well, yeah, look, for 500 grand a week, you would be expecting more, from Alexis Sanchez.
It's not even just the money. It's what we've seen at Arsenal. This is a player who has been Arsenal's top scorer the last 3-4 seasons. He's scoring goals in big games. He was practically carrying that Arsenal team at times. So that's not the Sanchez we've got so far. He seems to have lost a touch of pace. I don't know if that's because he's had issues with his hamstring recently or whatever. But he's obviously not the quickest player, but that what we do need to see from him is that clever interlink, and we saw a little bit of that, some good runs, Lukaku picking him out, but we need to see a little bit more. I thought he faded towards the end of the game, probably due to a lack of match fitness, but I'd expect more, not based on what he's getting paid, but based on his reputation he's had from previous clubs.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. I definitely think we need to see more from Alexis Sanchez, and it's disappointing that we haven't seen more from him. We thought when he came in he'd be surrounded probably with a better team overall than Arsenal, especially defensive wise last season with our brilliant defensive record last season. But of course he just hasn't seemed to produce, which is unfortunate. But potentially he's got a few more chances. But I think definitely if he's got pretty much to the end of this season, if he doesn't start producing the goods, I think it will be time for us to look for somebody else or to move him on or something. Yashir says, what a bad draw in the FA Cup. Of course, we've got Chelsea in the FA Cup away from home. Jack, what are your thoughts on that? Are you happy with the draw? Are you excited?
I'm excited for the game. I think it'll be a good game. We went to Stamford Bridge last time under the Mourinho regime of let's kick it as far away from our goal as possible and stand there and see if they can break through. And somehow we scored twice. So, under this new Ollie regime, the Sarri, the reputation of that Sarri Chelsea team has gone down since the last time we played them. Obviously, they've brought in reinforcements, Gonzalo Higuain. I'm interested to see how that plays out. But it's going to be an exciting game. And, if Chelsea are going to stay in the competition, eventually we're going to have to face them, whether that would have been in the quarterfinal, semi-final, or even a final. So we're going to have to face these big teams. And, if we beat them, it just makes maybe having a slightly easier quarterfinal draw. Who knows?
Well, no, I think you're definitely right with that. I think, as I said earlier, I feel like the draws as they're playing out does kind of set up almost a Manchester derby final in the way it's kind of falling. And I mean, that would be one hell of a game, I've got to say. Of course, as well, we have to stop Man City from for winning the clean sweep of English trophies anyway.
Yeah,
so,
well, the treble's still on for us, so.
Oh yeah, exactly. Still on. You never know.
You're not out of the league until you're out of it mathematically. So
I admire your positivity. I'm
not saying we're going to win the league, but it's not. The treble is mathematically still on.
You got a point. You definitely got a point. It's still on, and I tell you what, if we win all our games at the end of the season, we might have a bit of a chance.
89 points is what we'd have if we won every single game.
Will that be enough? Who knows?
Nah.
But I'm going to ask you finally, what is your score prediction for the game?
12-0. No, I'm joking. 4-0.
Wrong.
Right.
4-0 FC.
4-0 FC coming back to Old Trafford under the lights. That would be absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, 4-0, add to the goal difference as well, and add to the goals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I do think it's going to be a very similar scoreline to that, I've got to say, because...
what do you think, then?
Well, I'll give you my score prediction at the end. But anyway, thanks Jack for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Cheers,
yeah, no problem.
And thanks for coming on, mate, as usual. Please do check out his channel in the link in the description down below. Good stuff coming.
Jack.youtube.tv or whatever it is.
It's just in the description. Just go and check out Jack Wall's channel in the description. Really good stuff. Make sure you check it out.
Willie.
But yeah, if anyone else wants to call in as well, please do let me know in the Skype in the description down below. Make sure you add me and call in. Please do feel free to let your opinions be heard. But yeah, it's obviously a Premier League game. It's a game that we have to win, really. Let's be honest. We have to win this game, and I think we have to make sure that we keep tabs with the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea as well. So hopefully against Burnley we can do that as well. And even though Burnley are a very physical side, I think their defence this season has been pretty poor. I think even though they're very much renowned for having a strong defence, I think this season it hasn't been that same way, and especially at Old Trafford, I think we will find a lot of holes in their defence. So hopefully we can see that going, and I'm looking forward to it. Jack says Young FC, of course. He's one of your favourite players.
Where's YouTube FC's video?
And I've got to say, Ashley Young probably will be starting. And I tell you what, I have to give props to Ashley Young because he's 35 years old, and he's just starting right back for us. Brilliant. Fantastic. I don't know how that's happened. I don't know how Ashley Young is still in the team, but you know what? He's doing bits for us, so I can't complain. I cannot complain. Welcome, Lennox. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Can you piss off? Hello, Lennox. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming back to the stream. As I said, guys, please do leave your thoughts and all that sort of good stuff. Owens, can you stop doing that? Oh my God. You guys are seeing this play out live on stream. It'll be used as evidence. This is so annoying. Imagine if you had a channel and I kept doing that. You broke bum. Yeah, don't. Oh yeah. Flip the bird at me. Flip the bird at me. Well done, mate. Well done. Great. Yeah, fantastic. Well done, mate. Well done. Really mature. Anyway, yeah, that's professional. Young is never too old. Look, I tell you what, if you're good enough, you're old enough. That's what I say. But anyway, I'm going to get into my score prediction now. I think it's time for me to give my score prediction for the game. As the last act of the stream, you guys leave your score predictions in the live chat right now. I want to see what you guys are saying. But for me, my score prediction is going to be a 3-1 United win. I'm not going to go for the 4-0 as Jack said, but I'm going to go with a 3-1 United win. I think it's going to be a pretty solid kind of easy win for Manchester United. I think Burnley pose a bit of a threat, but ultimately I think it's not going to be too difficult for us, especially for the way we play, unless we make it difficult for ourselves. 3-1 United. Rashford getting on the score sheet. I think Pogba as well could get back onto his scoring form. And also Marcus Rashford as well. So that is my score prediction. 3-1 to Manchester United. Lennox is going with a 4-0 FC. Will be back. I hope so, Lennox, mate. I really hope so. Agreeing with Jack there as well. But yeah, bring back the 4-0 FC, and that'll be beautiful. And hopefully as well, Arsenal and Chelsea do bottle it, as well as Spurs, because we're only, what, 6 points off Spurs or something. So we are coming for Spurs as well. And yeah, 4-0 FC, perfect end, well, perfect start to the week, Tuesday night game. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can make it 9 wins out of 9. And the OCD inside me wants him to make it 10 wins out of 10 as well. I think we play Leicester on the weekend, so that's going to be a very interesting one. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, guys. I think it's been a great stream, and thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below on your score predictions or anything else about the game or anything else. Anything you want to comment, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll be coming to you live tomorrow night after the game with my live review, so make sure you've hit those notification bells and don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.